What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Steve, and if this is your first time here, thank you for joining us and welcome. Today we are talking about a pair of Jordan 1s that are refreshingly not a pain in the butt to get. The Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG Black and Reds. Some people are calling them the Bloodlines, which is all fine and dandy, but I like to refer to them as the modern breads, personally. But first, like I said, if you're new to the channel, welcome, and please consider hitting the subscribe button. Please drop a like and a comment letting me know what you think about these sneakers down below. Really helps with getting people to see these videos. I appreciate your support and your love and your hate. If you want to drop some nasty shit too, go for it. But onto the shoes at hand here. It's the Jordan 1 Bloodlines or Black and Reds, whatever you want to call it. In my opinion, I think we may be looking back on this shoe in the future and thinking, man, it was so easy to get, and now it's a classic. So let's take a little bit closer look at this bad boy, and I'll see you guys on the other side. So if you've been a sneaker collector for any amount of time, you've probably heard of the Jordan 1s and you know about the history and all that. So today we're going to focus on materials, colors, and what they did different with this shoe as opposed to other ones. And let's get it started with the materials first and foremost. I gotta say, the leather on these bad boys is super soft. It's a full grain leather, and you can tell every inch of it you touch. It's a nice, supple, soft feeling. Unlike some of the leather accents on some other sneakers from Nike, this one you can tell is that full grain, kind of like, dare I say, full hide type of leather, and it feels great. And yeah, it's gonna crease, but this type of full grain leather is gonna wear a lot better than some of the cheaper leather options, or especially better than that synthetic leather stuff. So I appreciate that, and I also like that they kept the price point at the same as most Jordan 1s. That's 160 bucks. So at first glance, you might be fooled into thinking that this is one of those classic Air Jordans from back in the day, but upon closer inspection, what you see is that there are bloodline type lines of red that are outlining different pieces of the shoe, and it goes everywhere, around the swoosh, around the heel, over and around the toe box, and all that red you see there is actually felt. And yeah, felt's not the nicest of materials, but the rest of the upper more than makes up for it with this really soft, supple leather we got going on here. And what I think the red outlining does, and what they were going for, is giving this shoe a more modernized look. They keep the classic silhouette. They use the classic colors, the black, the white, the red, but this little bit of outlining around the swoosh and around the toe box and all these different places is giving this shoe a more up-to-date look, shall we say. Another cool aspect of the sneaker is you are getting 3 sets of laces. You get a red, a white pair, and then you get a pair that says, "Who says man was not meant to fly?" and it's repeated up and down the laces. It's a pretty cool look, and that same saying is printed on the insole right where your heel goes, so you'll be able to mess that up in no time wearing this sneaker around and out. Now underneath on the outsole, it is finished in red, which I always appreciate a little bit of a color change going down to the outsole. I'm a big fan of white midsoles, but then I'm not a fan of white outsoles getting really dirty and nasty quickly, so the red will stave that off for a while. Gives you a little bit more mileage with these looking as clean as possible, in my opinion. Now moving up, you got the white midsole, which takes us to the upper, which features that really soft leather that got me excited about this sneaker. And now I know that that's not a revelation, it's nothing crazy, but what's great is that the shoe is readily available. It's still available on Nike.com right now in most sizes and probably most retailers. It's probably just sitting out there in the mall right now. Lastly, on the upper, you've got that classic Air Jordan winged basketball logo stamped into the leather, and it appears to have that patent leather look, but what I believe it is probably like a polyurethane coating that's just kind of painted in there, but it gives the shoe just a little bit of shine, like a little glisten in the light here and there, and it's nice because the rest of the shoe is all flat colors, so that little bit of shine is like the cherry on top. And going back to what I said about the modernization of what these red lines going throughout the shoe do, it does kind of make it pop a little more, but it's not popping in a very flashy or gaudy way. It's actually pretty well understated still, so from across the room, you could be fooled into thinking this is just a black and white Jordan 1 colorway, because most of the red that you would see from afar is actually on the outsole. It's still going to look like a more subdued Jordan 1, but then upon closer inspection, you see the details, and I think that's really kind of a cool element and just something different, and again, not hard to find. So in essence, If you're someone like me that doesn't really want to wear all their coveted pairs all the time, like I try to space it out and wear my shoes a little bit at a time so as to not run them into the ground, because I've had plenty of shoes that I loved, I wore too many times in a row, and now they look like crap. I'm a much smarter, wiser sneakerhead now, so I intend on doing that with my current pairs that I have. And so this is something that you can pick up easy peasy. If you got the money, pick up 2 pairs, one to stash and one to rock right now, because you never know. This could turn into one of those colorways that people saw, forgot about, and then it becomes in vogue again, and now you've got a fresh pair ready for the world. So that does it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video on the Jordan 1 modern breads, as I'm calling them. And if you're feeling the shoe, you can pick them up at probably any local retailer, and you can definitely get them on Nike.com. And like I said before, when it's black, white, and red, there's always a chance that in the future it becomes one of those classic shoes that people are clamoring for at the sneaker conventions in, 2025 or 2030 or whatever. So thank you for joining me. I very much appreciate it. Please consider dropping a like and a subscribe. Drop a comment letting me know how you feel about these shoes, and please stay tuned. We got more shoes coming up. I got my LeBron 17s that I'm a big fan of. I can't wait to talk about those and get that video edited and shot for you guys. And I'm going to put together some of the more underrated releases from 2019 that I feel didn't get enough shine, so stay tuned for that. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you have a good day, good evening, good morning, good night, whenever you're watching this, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.